All right, friends, welcome back. I am very excited to say we have a New York Times best-selling author. Do you ever get sick of hearing that, saying that? New York Times best-selling author Harlan Cohen here with us. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Well, I was like barely a 3.0 student. I didn't crack 100 on the SAT. I used to be really embarrassed about that because I never felt smart enough. I never felt good enough. I struggled in college.
Well, now let's just hang these out here while you say that.
But it's the thing, I struggled feeling like I'm enough. Even when I talk to my therapist, like I have a therapist who I love, and he's like, Harlan, how come you have such a hard time celebrating this stuff? And it was because I never felt like I was enough.
I mean, and you are inspiring kids who may have those same feelings through these books. I'm sorry, I should even say the titles.
Oh, yeah.
So we have The Naked Roommate and Win or Learn. And tell me a little bit about your inspiration behind putting these together.
Yeah, so The Naked Roommate was, I went to college and I was set up to be successful. And I come from a great community. I'm so lucky and fortunate, and I have parents who love me and support me. And I get to college, I went to UW-Madison, and I struggled. I ended up doing really well on my ACT. That's how I got in, because you're like, But anyway, I got to college and my roommate wasn't my friend. My long distance girlfriend dumped me. Her father compared our relationship to a dying puppy. Yeah, she was a senior in high school, I was a freshman in college, and I didn't get into a fraternity, and I didn't have my people, I didn't have my places, and I was alone. And I struggled, and eventually I transferred to Indiana University because both my brothers had gone there, it was familiar. There was a fraternity where I was a legacy, so they had no choice but to take me. I took it. And
take what you can get, man.
It was still hard, but I realized that change is uncomfortable and life is uncomfortable. Then I started writing an advice column for the Indiana Daily Student, and then I turned that into a syndicated column, and then eventually it was, I want to help students to know that discomfort's normal, that whatever they're going through, they're not the only ones. Their problems are not unique. They are unique, but their problems are not. So that's what The Naked Roommate is, everything and anything, interviewing students who have been there and done it, sharing data, facts, stats. And the book, the original edition came out in 2005, and we keep updating it. There's another one that's going to be updated, coming out soon. And it's just changed lives, and I'm just so grateful and blessed to be a part of people's world.
I mean, I love everything about that. And not only are you reaching students and, parents who want to help guide their students through these books and articles, but you are on social media, and really all the kids these days are all on social. And how are you connecting with them through those mediums?
So that's been wild, because when COVID came, I couldn't speak. So I do a lot of speaking and workshops, and I was like, I have this stuff I want to share. So it was scary, but I started doing tips every single day on TikTok. And it was just, some were ridiculous, some were really meaningful, and there's a whole range. And now I have close to 500,000 followers. I'm sharing tips every day. I just get, it's the coolest thing. The coolest part are the comments. Because when I'm sharing something about first generation students and all these other first gen students share, all of a sudden those students who aren't always as vocal and supported can see there's this whole community. So it gives me such an amazing place to share, and students have been so encouraging. And I'm on Instagram too, and I do parent advice, and I do life tips, because there's like some broader life tip things, tips, which is Win or Learn, which I could talk about that, but I want to make sure I don't just keep talking.
No, I love everything about it, and I'm sure, what's the best feedback you've gotten, either in the comments or talking to students about your experience?
When they say thank you, this has helped. When they say, I just am so grateful, and I'm overwhelmed because I'm Help Me Harlan. My handle is @HelpMeHarlan. It's always been Help Me Harlan, and to be able to serve and to see that I'm helping. Oh, this is the coolest thing.
Yes.
Let me tell you this one.
Tell me.
This one was awesome. This was last year, and the tip was, around December, go to your financial aid office and ask them if there's more money available. Because advocacy, being a self-advocate, is something that's very hard for lots of students. So this one student did this, and then she reported back to me, this is crazy, that she was at University of Wisconsin-Madison, she went there, they reevaluated her financial situation, and she qualified for a scholarship that would give her free tuition for the rest of her college career.
That's
Isn't
amazing.
that insane? Right, and she goes, I get chills. She's like, I just want to thank you. And I thanked her, and because listen, if you can make a difference in someone's life, it's just the coolest thing in the world.
I mean, just one person, you have hundreds of thousands of followers.
I think and there's a nice connection, and like genuinely you can see, I hope you can see, like I really want to help and make a difference. And that's where the Win or Learn, and this one, because of COVID, so this came out last year, and I haven't been able to share this. This is the growth mindset book. It plugs in beautifully with schools that have advisories for 9th through 12th graders. I'm like the king of rejection. One of my gifts is I am okay getting rejected. And then when I get rejected, I'm able to work through it. And in this book, and since I have the chance to share this with you, the thing I'm so proud of that plugs so beautifully into growth mindset is the universal rejection truth. The universal rejection truth, for anybody who's familiar with Back to the Future.
Yes,
you seem so young. Okay. The flux capacitor, which is the secret to time travel. The universal rejection truth is an undeniable law of nature. It says not everyone and everything will always respond to me the way I always want. You can be the best, the most desirable, the most talented, and yet you won't always get into the school you want to get into. You won't always date the person you want to date. You won't always have the life you want when you want it. Embracing this universal rejection truth is so important for growth mindset, because a student who's fixed and focused on outcomes, if you don't get the outcome that you think you're worthy of and deserving of, it's not a reflection necessarily on you or someone else. It could be the universal rejection truth. And when you understand this law of nature, it gives you permission to be imperfect, because to be a human being, you are imperfect and you will get rejected. So instead of fighting it, face it, and Win or Learn really helps people to process this in a healthy way.
Yeah, and just giving yourself that peace, right? Because it happened, every single one of us has gotten dumped, gotten rejected, had that experience.
Right.
And I love that you're creating a safe space and a community.
Yeah.
Help Me Harlan, at Help Me Harlan. All right, I'm going to follow you. Follow Help Me Harlan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I'm
this
so
was
grateful
wonderful.
to be here. And to all the counselors, can I just let them know, like, what they do? They change lives. They're the people who are in the places, who are supporting students, and anything I can do to be a partner and help to serve, I'm just so grateful again and just blessed to be able to share this.
That's beautiful. All right, Help Me Harlan on TikTok, Instagram, social.
Harlan Cohen on Instagram, yeah.
All right, there we go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.